welcome back to the Royal Fumble. I'm going to do a heads up right now. I got Danny the Mouth here. I've got Statty McStatterson, a.k.a. Michael Brady, handling his Brady bunch of statistics. We've got all the things going on, Drewski. Our heads up question of the day. With all of the chaos and the trade rumors and this stuff going on, we're going to talk about it. The optimal landing spot for Aaron Rodgers. Now, right now, to the left, I've got, well, it may not be your left. Anyway, I got Statty McStatterson here. He's going to tell us, he's going to take the view of which team do you think he's going to go?
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about one of the obvious ones, and I'm gonna give one that I like. But the obvious one that we've been talking about and has been rumored are the Denver Broncos, and what that offense would look like. First of all, if he goes there, you've got an assortment of wide receivers to use. Cortland Sutton's coming back, and I think he will be the number one on your team. Jerry Jeudy, who was not as impressive as people thought he was going to be, but I think giving him a year now, he's acclimated to the NFL. I think he's going to be a superstar. So yeah, Noah Fant's a good. He's one of those tight ends that's good short yardage, and let him get the yards after the catch. I think it would be great. Not to mention, they would automatically be a playoff contender. Their defense is supposed to be one of the best defenses. They have a good schedule. So Aaron Rodgers going there, beautiful setup. He's got weapons. You got an experienced running back, whether he's going to be very good or not. Melvin Gordon in the back. Also they drafted Williams. So it's a good setup. If that does not happen, there was rumors, and I actually like it a lot. Even though, listen, I love that Fitzmagic went to Washington. I think Fitzmagic will do great there. If by chance something happened and they traded and he goes to Washington, I'm excited, man. I'm a big Terry McLaurin fan. I love it. And to have somebody like Aaron Rodgers to target and pepper targets to Terry McLaurin, and he's got some help. Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas, Antonio Gibson in the backfield. Plus, you want to talk about a defense? They've got a defense. They already are probably the best team in their division right now. You throw in a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, they're in the playoffs automatically. But I love their defense. I love the chances. Both teams have good defenses and have a chance to win if Rodgers goes there.
Mouth.
Look,
honor me.
The obvious is the Las Vegas Raiders. And this is a team that has a horrible quarterback as a starter in Derek Carr, and it's time to remove themselves. And you're talking about Derek Carr only being a couple years younger than Aaron Rodgers. It makes more sense to go there. Better weapons. You got Ruggs, you got Renfro, you got Brown, you got Waller. I mean, there's more weapons there in Las Vegas than there is in Denver. Then the only reason we're even talking about Denver right now is John Elway changes quarterbacks like side chicks. I mean, this is
Jeopardy,
not
man.
relevant.
It's Jeopardy.
And then when you go into it, I mean, Denver, look, that is an extremely young team. They're not going to be playoff relevant with Aaron Rodgers this year if he were to go there. I mean, there's not even a single player on that offense that's over the age of 30. And their defense is not what it used to be, and it's not going to be even better because your two best players are the only two on the entire roster that are over the age of 30, and they're on that defense. When it comes down to it, Las Vegas is primed. They're just missing a leader there to take that offense to the next level.
Well, they're also missing tackles and missing pass catches, and they're also missing, all sorts of defensive assignments and a whole lot more in Vegas. But keep going. Anybody else you got?
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, that defense is going to be a lot better this year than it was last year. They replaced that horrible defensive coordinator they had that blew the game against the Jets. It's one of those things. They are lacking leadership. That is what the Raiders are lacking. Someone that's not a coach to be the leader of that team. Derek Carr has not been that leader. So once Las Vegas gets Aaron Rodgers, they're a playoff contender. And to be honest with you, a true championship contender. Now, if I had to say, what other team would I see making a run for him and that he would make a immediate impact? The Philadelphia Eagles. They're starting to build weapons with the wide receiver core. They got Goddard at tight end. You know, I've never been a big fan of Miles, but I think he's going to have a better year. And the reason I'm saying Philly is when your coaching staff says there's going to be a quarterback competition between Jalen and Joe Flacco, there's something wrong. That's telling me the front office doesn't want Hurts there. And Joe Flacco is a has-been washed-up quarterback that, you know, won a Super Bowl off of his defense and his kicker, to be really honest about it. And he hasn't done nothing since that Super Bowl. If you're telling me you're having a quarterback competition between those two, you're telling me you really don't believe in Jalen Hurts. And if you were to insert Aaron Rodgers into that Philadelphia locker room, they're going to make a huge impact, and they will go to the playoffs. They will win the East, and they would probably make it to the divisional round at least in the playoffs, if not the NFC Championship.
I do have difficulty believing that Aaron Rodgers will even show up to play at Philly, though. Just because right now he wants to be, it's a quality of life thing for half of the situation. He wants to be where he wants to be. Say what you want, there's a value. Like Brady wants to play in Tampa because it's nice and sunny and warm. Like sometimes that's what you want at a certain, 40-something age when you're nearing 40. But I do agree that they do have the options of like Jalen Reagor. They have Devontae Smith that they drafted, who's probably going to become their number one wide receiver. But I still wonder if they have enough pass catching value for him to really want to be there. And again, you said that it's a volatile locker room. He's 38. He doesn't want to start building a culture at 38 years old. He wants to go to a place, a ready to win place, with kids with good ideas. Good, solid, healthy, happy kids like the ones in Colorado.
Well, no. This is why Las Vegas is a better place. One, I lived in Las Vegas. I know how it is. It's fun.
There's literally a movie called Leaving Las Vegas that's the most depressing movie in the world. That's not fun. It's sad.
Well, that's why you watch The Hangover or you watch Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And here's the thing is, when you come down to it, there's a better quality of life. There's more things to do, great weather. And on top of that, you can't even say Denver's got legalized marijuana. So does Nevada. There's legal brothels in Nevada. The quality of life in Nevada is 10 times better.
There's scorpions in your shoes in Nevada.
Nevada is a good, Vegas is a good place to.
No. You guys
don't make it a home.
Nevada.
You don't make it a home, man.
You cannot talk about my home state by calling it Nevada.
Nevada. The Vegas is like the girl that you hang out with, but you don't bring home to mom. That's the difference, man. You don't live there. And I also think seeing Aaron Rodgers and Gruden together, I think those guys are just gonna butt heads. Like, I don't know if that would be a good fit. They're gonna butt heads, man. You got two big egos right there.
I mean, even Oakland didn't want the Raiders, so they kicked them out. LA kicked out the Raiders, so now the Raiders are in Vegas where everybody's okay. No, Aaron Rodgers is too good an upstanding individual to handle such volatile presence.
I don't know about that.
They had a quality leader in Antonio Brown, and they let him go.
Oh, yeah.
Bruh. Now you guys are just talking shit to talk shit.
Now, I will say this. The only thing about your argument for the Raiders is I would tend to think the weapons in Denver are going to be better than the ones in Vegas. Yes, Waller's there. I agree. Waller's great. I love Waller. Henry Ruggs, I don't know. I think he's got the potential, but we didn't see it just yet.
Because Derek Carr cannot throw the ball past 20 yards.
I was gonna say maybe with a good quarterback we might see something, but I do know what we have seen with a bad quarterback in Denver, and Cortland Sutton is a very good wide receiver, and Jerry Jeudy is a very good wide receiver, very good route runner. So I'll give you Waller over Fan. That's a given, but I think I like the proven commodity.
Fan's no slouch.
No, he's not. But I mean, come on, Waller. I'd love to see fantasy value of Waller with Aaron Rodgers. I think that would be amazing. I mean, not that Waller's not good already, but
But that's the thing is, if you put Aaron Rodgers there, when you're talking about fantasy alone, you're going to see Waller's value go up. You're going to see Brown's value go up, Ruggs' value go up. And on top of that, I'd be even willing to say Josh Jacobs and even Kenyon Drake's value goes up. And don't look at me like that, Andrew. I'm going to say this because this is the reason why. When you have a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers come into that offense with that many guys to throw to, secondaries are going to be more concerned about coverage than they are that running game, which is going to open up the running game and, the drop passes to these running backs, which is going to increase their values. Don't look at me like that because I know football. Out of the three of us, I am the only one that has coached football.
Well, that is actually true.
I believe that. I
true.
just have difficulty believing that Drake is going to have a high value either, and Drake I lost all respect for Drake last season when he had all the opportunity and looked terrible most of the season.
He looked terrible, but he had 10 touchdowns. So he didn't look good.
He had 10 terrible touchdowns.
I know.
He should have had 18 touchdowns, and he should have had a lot more rushing yards, and he should have had more catching yards, and he dropped the ball.
Andrew, please grab us a stuffed animal or doll and show us on the doll where Kenyon Drake hurt you.
He hurt me by going to Vegas because now my Josh Jacobs value just dropped because he's got to split touches. I'm angry at Drake.
I get it. I also think that Drake is just he is a dynasty distraction for the Josh Jacobs. That's all. I really don't know if they're really going to use. I mean, Josh Jacobs, he also
a dynasty distraction.
I think that's it. I think they just brought him in to help out, maybe, but Josh Jacobs still finished as the 8th best running back in PPR last year, and it didn't look that good. So, yeah, I would still be okay. It does make Josh Jacobs look. You're kind of questioning what the heck, but I don't know. I wouldn't get too worried. Don't get me wrong. I'm worried, but I wouldn't be too worried. I still think Josh Jacobs is the guy, but
sure. I mean, but he's a dynasty distraction, but he's a keeper catastrophe. You were in a situation where he could be a keeper. He could have been a keeper before Drake, but now you can't keep him in a 3-keeper league because he's not. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't. It's not there's volatility.
Yeah, but at the same time,
you're speaking very personally.
No, you wouldn't have to worry about talking about Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake as keepers if you have Travis Kelce. Just saying.
No one's been mean to you during this whole situation. Why are you going to start?
Well, no one's been mean to me because I have 2 championships.
We supported your Raiders and the idea of it. So I don't know. No, I think it's but all jokes aside, moving forward, I think it's been a clear-cut victory for the Denver Broncos. There is no bias here. It's been the Broncos. It's going to be the Broncos. Obviously, they're going to win They're going to win the NFL Super Bowl, and they're going to trade one. They'll probably trade Gordon for him or something like that. But they're going to get, a couple of draft picks. They're going to run it. Elway is a genius. He'll be considered a genius when he wins the Super Bowl this year. So,
God.
You're calling a man a genius that signed Brock Osweiler to how many years and how many millions of dollars just to trade him away the following season?
I will say it would be funny.
I don't even think he traded him. I think he just cut him.
It would be a very Elway move to bring in a veteran quarterback and then win. He's already done it with Peyton, and to do it with Rodgers, I can see that. But.
It would be monstrous. It is kind of bonkers because I do get Elway is a head scratcher for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. Any of this could happen. None of this could happen. I do think that the primary landing spot right now, if it happens at all, is nobody. I think that he's more likely to sit out the season than he is to be traded. Go second, I would probably say Denver. I say third would be the Raiders. Fourth, probably one of the others, but we'll see how it goes, guys. Nice chatting with you. We'll see you after this.
Nevada.